Okay, so today we're going to talk about dinosaurs, and I'm going to rank all seven of the Jurassic Park slash Jurassic World movies. Now, I was going to do a review on this, but we reviewed it on Storms Live last night, which is like an hour long podcast where we talk about the movie and we don't hold back when it comes to spoilers. So, if you want my review, I mean, I will have no problem doing a solo review if you guys say in the comments, hey, we want a solo review. But I figured it would be kind of redundant if I already talked about it for an hour. And, I figured, like, hey, you know what? Let's just go ahead and rank these because last night when we were streaming, a lot of people asked me what would I rank Rebirth in the entire Jurassic Park, Jurassic World franchise. And it kind of switched a couple times, but I figured, okay, let's do a definitive ranking of all the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World movies. So without further ado, let's get into it. There's seven of these films, so we're gonna rank them from least to first. I'm pretty sure you guys already know what number one is because number one is never going to change. Everybody has number one where number one is, but we'll wait and see. I might throw a curveball at you guys. But anyway, let's jump into it. Coming in at number seven, Jurassic World Dominion. This movie is just complete garbage in every sense of the word. In fact, just to kind of go back and check and see how garbage it was, I went back and rewatched this film yesterday before our podcast because I wanted to see where Rebirth ranked. Now, Dominion, the problem with Dominion is it didn't know what it wanted to be. It wanted to kind of talk about like the ecological, environment going bad. And it was about grasshoppers and locusts. Like it lost the aspect of what Jurassic Park, Jurassic World is supposed to be. Like I give them props for throwing Dotson back in there. Like that was a callback to the very first Jurassic Park where he's meeting I forgot the one dude's name, man. It's been forever since I watched the original. But he met him on the beach, gave him the little aerosol can, and that pretty much what started the events of Jurassic Park. So it was cool that they threw him back into it, like threw that whole storyline back into it. However, they really didn't do anything with it. It was just like, oh yeah, he's just evil mad scientist guy who's doing bad things and just like whatever, man. And like grasshoppers, you bring the original cast back, you don't do anything with them. It was just like, remember these guys, remember these guys, remember these guys. Oh, hey, it'd be cool if we get the original cast come back with the Jurassic World cast, and it's gonna be like an all-star cast, and they didn't do anything. There was like so many different plot threads going on with grasshoppers, this group of people with this group of people. We're gonna throw some new random characters in there for no apparent reason. Just a lot of stuff that was just wah, wah, did not. I hated this movie. I hated it the first time I saw it. I hated it after the rewatch. This is hands down the worst of the Jurassic World slash Jurassic Park movies, hands down. And that goes to number six, which is Fallen Kingdom. I did not like this movie at all either, but at least the first half of the movie when they were on the island was pretty dope. And then it comes into like a haunted mansion sort of thing where you have like these billionaires bidding on dinosaurs. It sounds like a ridiculous premise for a cartoon. And it's just like, ah, man. And then you have the whole clone girl, and she's like, they're just like me. And she sets all the dinosaurs free, which leads into Dominion, which is, again, the worst of the movies. So, like this movie is bad too. It's just bad. It's just a bad movie all around. So Dominion number seven, Fallen Kingdom number six. The first half of the movie was okay, but it was just sort of like a rethread of what we already did in Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World. So it comes in at number six. Coming in at number five is Jurassic Park 3. Jurassic Park 3, it was it was fine. I remember I saw all these movies in theaters, by the way. So I remember seeing this in theaters and just kind of being let down a little bit. The talking velociraptor, it was cool that we got Alan Grant back, and I just felt like it was a missed opportunity because we had Malcolm in the second one, then Alan Grant in the third one, and I was like, man, I want to see these characters get back together. We do and Dominion, and it's awful. But yeah, Jurassic Park 3 I don't think is awful, especially when you compare it to all the movies that came after that. But it's got to come in somewhere, so it's got to come in at number five. Coming in at number four, going to be Rebirth, the newest film. Like compared to Fallen Kingdom and Dominion, this movie is like The Godfather. But this movie has a lot of problems. like the product placements everywhere, Lay's potato chips, Snicker bars, the fact that a Snicker bar inside a clean airproof facility, research facility, that would never fly nowhere, and no way would a Snicker bar would even cause that type of malfunction. A wrapper would just, it would just not happen. And then the main dinosaur at the end, this mutated dinosaur, looked stupid. Like it had like this goofy forehead looking like Pumpkinhead or the Elephant Man or some stupid thing. It looked dumb. It just, I hated that. And there was like a lot of different things going on. You had one group, then you had this family. I wanted everybody from the family to die. Everybody from that family. I just wish they all died. We didn't need these many characters in the movie at all. So many different plot threads. Ridiculous, but at least it had some pretty good action in it. So there's 3 left. So that goes into the original Jurassic World. I really enjoyed this movie. I remember seeing this thing in like theaters like 3 or 4 times. I felt like it was a great kind of callback to the original Jurassic Park. It wasn't as smart as the original Jurassic Park, but after what happened with Jurassic Park 3, this was a massive improvement over Jurassic Park 3. It was a nice callback. They played the Jurassic Park music. I liked the new characters. They tried to do some fancy stuff with storytelling, trying to make it sound like this movie's actually more smarter than it is. It actually isn't, but I enjoyed, just the old school, the T-Rex, like everything about it. Like I remember leaving the theater going, oh man, this is like a great callback to the original, and I had fun with it. Nowhere near as good as the original, but I had fun with it. So Jurassic World comes in at number 3. Coming in at number 2 is Jurassic Park Lost World, Jurassic Park, however you want to call it. It's titled different ways. I really enjoyed Lost World. I really, really did. I thought the first half on the island was phenomenal. I thought everything where the T-Rex going through the city, tearing up blockbusters, eating dogs, and showing up in the back of the house, I thought that was all great. Like, because I didn't see that coming. I was like, man, they're putting a T-Rex in San Diego? Like, bro, that's going to be dope. And it was awesome. A lot of people didn't like the movie, but I think it's clearly the second best when you go back and look at all of them. I thought Ian Malcolm in the movie, he was very smart, trying to warn everybody. I thought the 2 T-Rex with the RVs, I thought that scene was really, really good. I thought everything with the raptors were really good. You lose me when the girl does little gymnastics on a raptor. That's ridiculous. But this is clearly, when you rank them against the other Jurassic Park movies, this is clearly the second best. Steven Spielberg also came back, and I believe he directed this film. It was a great message about, basically the environment and allowing these dinosaurs to live. They're like living things and stuff like that. And, Hammond and everybody trying to protect the dinosaurs from hunters and all that. It was a really good message. And I really, really did enjoy this movie quite a bit when it came out. And even over the years, I always looked at people like, man, I don't understand all the hate. I know it's sort of like a tale of two worlds. You're on the island, then you're on Site B, then you go to San Diego. But I really, really enjoyed this movie a lot. So even many, many years, I think it's going on what? 25, 30 years at this point. Still a really good movie, and it's definitely number 2 in the Jurassic Park franchise. And that gets us, of course, to number 1, Jurassic Park. It's the GOAT. It's always going to be the GOAT. Nothing's ever going to beat the original Jurassic Park. This movie was phenomenal in every sense of the way. It changed the way cinema was made. It gave George Lucas the idea to make so much CGI in the prequel. You can either say that's a good thing or a bad thing, but the way they went from stop motion to CGI with the dinosaurs made the dinosaurs feel real, cared about every single one of these characters, and also it was an action/horror movie that made you think, and it made you think by asking the question of playing God. Just because you have the ability, and this movie still resonates with today. When you look around and you look at what we can do with AI and all that, and just like Ian Malcolm says, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something. You sat there and you played God. You created this. You were so excited to do it. You never stopped to think, should you? Should you? And before you know it, you're putting a label on it and you're marketing it and you're selling it. And it was just a phenomenal movie. I remember as a kid, oh man, it was 1990. I had to be 9 or 10 years old when this movie came out. I was born in 84, so maybe I was like 8 years old when this movie came out. I remember seeing it in theaters and just being blown away by the dinosaurs and everything. And then in my teenage years going back and revisiting it on DVD and then eventually on Blu-ray later on, and seeing the messaging of what Ian Malcolm and Alan Grant and they were saying about life finding a way and playing God. It was like, man, as a kid I enjoyed this as an action movie. As an adult I enjoy the messaging and how smart this is. It's one of Steven Spielberg's finest films. It's right up there with Jaws for me. Just a phenomenal movie in every way. It's gonna be number one forever. Like it holds up, and nothing is ever gonna surpass the original Jurassic Park. And I think we need to start making movies that way again. You can make a dumb, stupid action film, and it can still be very smart. And I think Jurassic Park or Jurassic World Rebirth is in the step in the right direction. It's not Dominion, Fallen Kingdom, or Jurassic Park 3, but it could be a little better. Get rid of the stupid alien looking Rancor dinosaur, cut the script down a little bit, focus on a handful of people instead of two groups of people, and get back to the essence of the story of it. You know, 'cause I think there's some stuff that you can do that's pretty good in this movie with this franchise. I think sometimes you just need to simplify it. You saw what happened with the Predator franchise when you had like super predators and all this stuff, and then you went back to a simpler time with Prey, and it fixed all the problems, got new fans on board. Sometimes simple is better. You don't need to go overboard with absolutely everything. So anyway, that's my thoughts on the Jurassic Park franchise. That's my personal ranking. That's the way I'm going to stand with it. You know, maybe I'll go back and watch Fallen Kingdom. I don't really want to, but yeah, that's pretty much my ranking, and I'm gonna stick with that. So anyway, you guys can list your ranking in the comment box below. Smash that like and subscribe button. I would appreciate it. If you haven't, there we go. Hit that like and subscribe button. I would appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Also, I finished watching Dan to Dan, so I'm thinking about doing a video on that. Let me know. In the process of moving still, so I'm gonna be busy for a while. So thank you guys. Appreciate you. Take it easy. Later.